अब बच्चे खुश और मम्मी भी। कारवां मिनी किड्स।
Shiva as Neelkanth. One day, the gods and the demons desired to have the nectar that would make them all immortals. This nectar would make them live longer, avoiding death. The nectar was buried in the ocean and had to be churned out of the ocean. The gods went to the ocean with the demons to churn out this nectar together. They made Mount Mandhara the stem and the snake Vasuki the rope to churn the ocean. While they were churning, the snake was in pain due to the pulling. It emitted poison hala, meaning destruction in the ocean. Meanwhile, the ocean also started emitting another poison. The two poisons mixed together and threatened the sole existence of all mankind, gods and demons. Lord Vishnu tried to stop the poison, but his body immediately turned blue. All the gods and the demons were scared by the poison. They finally surrendered to Lord Shiva, who is also known as the giver of refuge. Till now, the gods and demons had not thought of even offering a sip of nectar to Lord Shiva, and now they remembered him when they were in trouble. Lord Shiva was graceful. He went to the ocean and took all the poison in his hands, like it was milk. The gods then asked him what he would do of the poison. They requested him not to let it go, as it would kill them all. Lord Shiva smiled and took the entire poison in his mouth. All the worlds are believed to be inside Shiva. If he drank the poison, the worlds will be affected by it. Seeing this, Goddess Shakti, who is the mother of all creatures, appeared before Shiva. She then put her hand around Shiva's throat to stop the poison. The poison got collected in Lord Shiva's throat, leaving a blue stain on his neck. Since that day, he is known as the Neelkanth. The gods thanked him, and with his blessings, continued churning the ocean. They got the nectar and then they drank it. Lord Shiva only kept the poison for himself.
The destructive third eye of Lord Shiva. There once lived a demon called Bhima. He offered prayers in penance to Lord Rama. Pleased with his devotion, Rama appeared before him and asked him what his wish was. Bhima asked Rama to bless him so that no one could ever defeat him in a fight. Rama then granted Bhima this boon. Bhima then gathered an army and attacked the country Kamarup. The king was defeated and was arrested by Bhima. Once behind bars, the king did not lose hope. He made an earthen sivaling and began praying to Lord Shiva. Bhima continued attacking more kings and capturing them. He imprisoned all the kings he was defeating. He even asked his soldiers to not let anyone in the kingdoms pray to any god or perform any puja. Bhima then went to invade heaven. The gods were helpless in front of him. The gods were unable to defeat him because of Bhima's boon. They all started worshipping Lord Shiva for help. Shiva appeared before them. The gods then told Shiva about Bhima and his boon. They asked Shiva to save them. Don't worry. Bhima will be defeated at the right time by the king of Kamarup, said Shiva. Bhima went on with his tyranny and kept torturing people. His stern soldiers would lash out at people if they saw them praying to God. They did not even spare the saints and sages. Everyone was waiting with patience for a miracle. They all wanted someone to save them from Bhima and his army. One day, the soldiers saw King of Kamarup worshipping to the idol. They ran to Bhima and informed him of the same. They thought that the king was performing evil rituals to cause harm to Bhima. When Bhima heard this, his anger knew no bounds. He took his sword and ran to the prison. "What do you think you are doing? No one is allowed to worship any god in my prison. Tell me the truth. Who are you worshipping? I will punish you brutally if you do not tell me the truth. Who are you planning to call to kill me?" he said to the king of Kamarup. The king told Bhima that he was worshipping Lord Shiva. Bhima asked him to present Shiva before him. The king smiled and said calmly, "I am no one in front of Shiva. He is supreme. He is the Lord of the universe, Bhima. I cannot ask him to come here or prove himself. But Shiva definitely is the most powerful." Hearing this, Bhima started laughing. "I am the mightiest of all. You have gone mad. Shiva is stupid and has lost his mind. He is addicted to hemp and is crazy. Call him here and I will show him who is stronger," replied Bhima. He then ordered his brave soldiers to crush the Shivaling and show their bravery. The demons attacked the Shivaling, but nothing happened to it. This made Bhima more angry. He himself struck his sword at the Shivaling. The minute his sword touched the Shivaling, Lord Shiva appeared there. "I am here, Bhima. I am the most powerful. I will always come when my devotees need me. They all attain bliss," said Shiva. He then opened his third eye, which emitted fire. This fire burnt Bhima and his army of demons to ashes. There is another story of Shiva's third eye. One day, Shiva was in deep meditation. His companion Uma was playing with her maidens. She was in a playful mood. She suddenly put her hands on Shiva and covered his eyes with them. Due to this, there was darkness everywhere. Then, all of a sudden, a fire came out from between Shiva's eyebrows. There was no darkness now, but the heat of this fire, like light, was burning everything. It did not even spare the Himalayas. Uma realized her mistake and begged Shiva for forgiveness. Shiva opened his eyes and restored the world. The third eye of Shiva is the eye of knowledge. It is the power of reason. Not only does Shiva have it, but we all have this eye which helps us identify the good and the bad. The Fake Lion. Emperor Akbar was good friends with the Emperor of Persia. They kept exchanging gifts and riddles to keep their friendship strong. Once the Emperor of Persia sent his courtier with a letter and a fake lion in a big cage to Emperor Akbar. It was written that the lion should be removed from the cage without opening it. The letter also read, "In case they could not do it, Persia will rule the Mughal kingdom." Akbar looked at all his ministers and reminded them of their intelligence in such situations. He asked if any one of them could take the lion out. Everyone was shocked and embarrassed as none of them knew how to do it. The emperor was disheartened. He was hoping if Birbal was in court that day. Birbal had gone out to do some palace work. Akbar asked his messengers to call Birbal immediately. The next day, everyone, especially King Akbar, was waiting for Birbal to arrive. Akbar was very happy to see him. Birbal entered the court and asked Akbar if everything was okay. The whole matter was explained to Birbal. He looked carefully at the lion and the cage. Birbal then asked for a hot iron rod. He took the hot rod and touched the lion. This made the lion melt. Birbal then melted the entire lion in the cage with this rod. Akbar was surprised and asked, "How did you think of this brilliant idea, Birbal?" Birbal replied, "My king, the letter just asked us to remove the lion from the cage. I just thought that the lion might be of wax." The Persian courtier was highly impressed and left for his kingdom. He praised Birbal for his wit and told the story in his kingdom too. Moral: some tough problems have the simplest solution. The Lazy Cloth Trader. A cloth trader used to stay in a village. He used to always carry large amounts of fabric in a cloth bag daily. One day, his cloth bag tore a little, but the trader ignored it. He continued carrying fabric in the torn bag. Slowly, the toe grew bigger in size, and finally, all the fabric fell from it. The bag had torn completely, and the trader had to spend a lot of time repairing it. He had to restitch the entire bag now. Moral: a stitch in time saves 9.
The Wolf and the Crane. A wolf once found some meat in the jungle. He got greedy and started eating it. Suddenly, a small bone got stuck in his throat. The bone was making it difficult for him to even breathe. The wolf remembered seeing a crane nearby. He went to it for help. In return, the wolf promised the crane a handsome reward. The crane felt bad for the wolf and agreed. The wolf opened his mouth wide and the crane bent over. The crane pulled out the bone with its beak quickly. The crane then asked for its reward. The wolf went back on his words. He said, "I could have eaten you earlier when you were in my mouth, but I did not. You should be grateful for that." The selfish wolf ran away quickly from there without giving any reward to the crane.